Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. It's Wednesday, April 23rd, and we're going to check out the market. It's actually green again, so we'll go over everything. First, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? Let's go ahead, go over our Jolie's jumpers, and then we'll get right into this green market. Let me switch this over so you can see. There you go. Look at that green heat map again. Looking beautiful right there. So let's go ahead. We'll check out our Jolie's jumpers and get into our SPY, our big caps, crypto, and everything else is looking good this morning. So here we go. That AGMH is up some more. We were looking at this for a few days now, and it's up over 100%. It ran way up there, and there you go. So there's one right there. Boom. And logic mark's just a little flat. We'll look at it, but this one is moving right there. AGMH looking good right there. AGRI as an AgriForce, yeah, growing systems. This one was running up there. This is one that we used to look at, and it was just kind of flat right there, and it ran up yesterday in the after hours. I saw it. It ran up some more this morning right there, so keep an eye on it. Looks like it could be pulling back at this point, but it did run up pretty well. AGRI and BTCS right here. BTCS Inc. This one was running up yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. And let's see. Yeah, it was running up yesterday. Today, it's still hitting that 50 right there. So it did. It opened up at 191, and then it came back down to 181. So it did just kind of gapped up 1 penny and then moved back down. BTOG we were looking at last night, and this thing was jumping up as well. BTOG. And let's look at it. Yep, there you go. It jumped up yesterday, and then it actually jumped up some more this morning, 18 to 24. It's back to 17. It closed yesterday at 17, so it's right where it closed. But it ran up this morning right there for that Bit Origin and JYD. And again, if you get up in the morning, you listen to the show, you get up in the morning and trade these things at 4 a.m., your money, you know exactly what you're looking at. Good morning, Blue Collar Teamster and Asian Joe Lee, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and everybody else. How are we this morning? And here we go, JYD right here, curling up. That one doesn't look bad on a curl up, a big old fish hook. And yeah, keep an eye on it. You look, this is exactly what I talk about. They run up that day, but then they close a little bit lower. So just keep an eye on it, but it should run around right there. So it's curling up. MLGO. This one, MLGO, is trying to go the other day. I know it ran up, and then it's just been kind of pulling back. Let's see if it's trying to curl back up here. And it's trying to, but it's not exactly ready yet. So it's just making a base right there. NDRA, Endura Life Sciences, they ran up this morning. It looks like that's up right there. NDRA, or wait, hold on. What am I typing in? NDRA right there. And yeah, it did run up this morning. It looks like 501 to 607, all the way down to 366. So how crazy and fast they move. It's wild. SNOA, Sonoma Pharmaceuticals, and this popped up pretty nice, over 100% right here. And there's another one we had looked at previous, not real recently, but we had looked at it before. 227 to 430 yesterday, and this guy 430 to 539. It's at 515 right now. So that one, look for that. That could have a little more momentum. And there you go with your Jolie's jumpers. Thank you very much, Asian Jolie. Greatly appreciate them. And let's go ahead. We'll jump right into our laptop lowdowns right here and see what they're up to real quick. ADGM. We'll look at these real fast. And that one look for that curl off the MACD right there. And CRML Critical Metals Corp. And let's see what this bad boy is doing. Another one just kind of pulling back. These metal industrial minings, they're getting set up to run up even higher, guys. So keep an eye on that. So we'll go through that sector later on, and maybe have to pick some good ones out. This IBIO is still dipping down there. Let's see if it's trying to bottom out at all. IBIO. I mean, yeah, look at that curl. It's trying to set up here. I mean, it's not really that crazy, but it is trying to get set up. We'll see if it tries to bounce through. I'm not exactly sure it will. INHD right here, Inno Holdings. That one ran up the other day, and it looks like it's pulling back. Let's see what this guy's up to. The run up to that was the other day. Yeah, that was yesterday. It ran up. It's not really doing anything today, but it ran up them 2 days. I have a feeling that one's going to be coming down, way down right there. KDIZ. Here is your kids right here, KIDZ, and that's that big old fish hook. And look for this thing; it's up 12 cents, and this one's not looking bad right here. So keep an eye on KIDZ. Could get a nice run on here, and that's in the U.S. Education and training. It's a new one. It had run way up there and came way back down. So we're looking at that one. And let's see, we looked at LOCL. Let's see what Local Bounty Corp's doing. That's pulled back pretty good. And I was going to say, we looked at MLGO just now, and that's just sitting there and moved. This one, Movado, this one moved yesterday. It was kind of pulling back right there, but that was a good move. And how about that Marin right here? That ran up yesterday on that curl up. That was a perfect call. So that was good. NTIC right here. This one is crawling up. Look at that bottom down here. So you can keep an eye on this. It'll start to bounce up. That was the bottom down there at what, 620-ish. So that's not looking bad. NTIC. Yeah, look at that thing trying to curl up and run right there. And let's take a look at OKUR right here. And that's just pulling back OKUR. Let's see if it's going to be okay. It does look like it's trying to form a bottom, but I don't know. It may be just basing out to go back lower. SXTP ran up yesterday, and it's pulling back right here. I know this one was running up there, that Chinese small cap right here, and that was yesterday. It doesn't look like it's doing anything today, but I have a feeling it could be pulling back. We'll see if it wants to roll back off. That's 60 Degrees Pharmaceuticals right there. And VINC. Let's see, and let me know if you guys want to see anything. We'll check them out. VINC. And this one is just down there in the basement, so we'll keep an eye on that low down. Perfect right there. Good list. Thank you, Laptop Travel. That worked out perfect. And we'll keep an eye on some of them. So there we go. And let's see what else is going on. Boom. Let's see if anybody else wants to see anything. Like I said, we will go over Logic Mark in 1 second. And Luis Rodriguez wants to see a couple Viking, and then we'll go through the SPY and all them. VKTX, right? What did I have my fingers on? VKTX, that Viking right here is up 85 cents. And again, not so sure it's going to get through that 50, but it could stay right in that channel right here and then get cruising. So that was a good call right there. Luis Rodriguez, it is up this morning like 3% right there. So that's nice. UNH. You know we're watching this thing, and it is trying to bounce off that bottom. We're going to get a bounce, but it's going to bounce around as well. And look at it. You can see that bottomed out, or at least tried to, at that 417. You're at 430 right now, and we'll watch for any pullback right here. But this one will be a good one, trying to set up and get a bounce play. And so, yeah, we're keeping an eye on this. We'll see if it can get out of that basement and get moving for UNH. And Lulu right there was a great one. And look at that. That's run way up there from yesterday. I know that. And let's see if it's doing anything today. That's just yesterday's date. But, yeah, that one was cruising yesterday, looking great. And yesterday, that says it's like up $9 at 270 right there. So yeah, 268. That does say yesterday's date, but that was, I know it was moving in the after hours, and it looks like it's up a little bit more. So there you go for Lulu. Another perfect call right there. And AREB. American Rebel Holdings. Let's look at this one way down here. Let's see if it's going to try to pull itself back up right there, Barb. And it does appear like it's going to try to roll off. Look at it. And then this 20 is going to try to curl up. So I would definitely keep an eye on AREB for another round. It's a nice little pullback right there. PSTV, that Plus Therapeutics, was running up yesterday. Let's see what it's doing right here. That's a little bit of movement, it looks like, this morning. And yeah, it's in that channel. It did run up right there. So be careful. It ran up the last few days. So there you go. You did get that to move up. And I mean, it's just a little pullback. You have to see how it works out today. It's hard to tell it this morning. And because it's running up into that channel right there. So it's running in there where you want it to, but it's red at the moment. You'll have to see how that one plays out as the morning moves on, I'll look at it. Icon right here, ICON, and this one was getting set up and is looking pretty decent. You can see that 20 coming down for it, ICON. So just watch for any dips, but you're getting pretty close. It's been running up and then just pulling back a little bit. So yeah, watch for any dips, but I think that's getting set up right there, Barbara. And there you go, a couple good ones. And look at that green heat map right there. That's looking beautiful. And there you go, SNOA's up, and that AGMH is up over 100%. We were looking at it last night, and let's take a look and see what our SPY big caps and a couple other ones are doing this morning. So here we go. Let's look at that SPY. It is up $13. It jumped over that trend line with the good news. Trump doesn't want to fire Powell, and China is getting a little better with the trade talks, and this thing just got cruising immediately. So is it going to stay? Who knows, guys? I mean, like I told you, Sunday I was expecting to see something like this, and they're just playing the market and doing the news with the tariffs and the this and the that. You just have no idea what they're going to do next. It's so crazy. Even trying to look at the charts, we can nail them down, but again, they just tweet something out and then the whole entire thing changes around like within 2 seconds. We already know that. You got to play this news, and it's real fast. Look at Apple jumped up. They were looking good yesterday, but again, they were it was all coming off of all that news, so they changed around quick. Amazon hitting that resistance but looking good. So a lot of them are looking pretty decent right here, I must say. And so let's look at Google. That's up, and look at them. They're all over that trend line, looking way better this morning. So we will have to take a look and make sure that they're staying up over this, and they might get popping. Meta jumped up quite a bit right there, looking much better, has to that 550 and could get over that trend line. So like I said, they all look way better. Microsoft jumping up right there and looking way better, trying to curl through, and we'll see if Microsoft can get curled through and run up. And again, that one's still in like a bearish trend, didn't get over that trend line, but it could easily do it. And Nvidia is looking a little better, and again, same situation as Microsoft. So we're watching them too to see what they can do right there. And how about Tesla? I have no idea. They missed their earnings by a long shot, and this thing just gets cruising. I just don't get it, but yeah, somehow it just jumped up like crazy. And it is getting set up, but I would watch for a little pullback right here, because I just don't understand how you miss your earnings that big and you jump up that much. It doesn't make zero sense to me. I'm not going to lie. Toyota Motor, let's see. It's wow, that one jumped up right there. And Luis Rodriguez said he might have to profit on that one right there today. And I say, yeah, definitely. Look at that. Nice call, Luis Rodriguez. And you could even get that to run up a little bit more today. You is hitting that 50 right there. So, or getting over that 50, I mean. So you might be able to run it up. It was trying to set up at that 190 area. See if it runs up some more today and gets to that top area right there. But definitely a great one for TM. And let's take a look at our other ones right here. AMC up a little bit. GameStop was cruising, and that's up still. And Unity, that was looking good. And Chewy was looking really good, and that's up even more. So there you go with all them. We nailed them, guys. And Netflix, this one I told you guys I wanted to get it back over 1,000 the other day, and it sure did it. AVGO, this guy's up $8, and these things look really good to keep moving up. So the semiconductors, like we were talking about, and SOXL, they're looking real good. Look at MU crossed up, looking good. TSM up over that 20 right there, looking way better. SMCI, look at this thing cruising along. It was hitting that trend line, and it does want to move. So you're talking about them looking way better right now. AMD right there. And how about QCOM? That bad boy looks like it wants to jump up some more. So you do have a lot of them looking good. Intel right here trying to jump up. They have earnings coming up. Is that today? I believe that is tomorrow. Intel has earnings. A few of them have them today. PayPal up $1.53. Look at them. They all look the exact same. They all looked the same before. So it was a little bit they were sitting right there. They jumped up onto the 20. They all looked the same. You could tell something was going on. We were talking about it. You just didn't know what the heck was happening. You don't know with this administration what they're going to say next. And it is crazy. You try to figure it out playing it by the charts, and you can't even do that because it's just so wild. Here is snow. And you could tell, like I said, I was expecting something on Easter morning, and then it comes out 2 days later. So it's just one of them things like you know something's happening. You just can't time it perfectly because you just don't know when they're going to say it unless you're in that inner circle right there. But snow's going back up. Dell, they all look the same. They jumped over the 20s and they're looking really good this morning. Is he going to say something crazy to pull them back down? Who the hell knows, guys? I mean, it's just so wild right now. Are they exactly ready to get rolling? They look way better. He took them out of a bearish trend and put them right into back into a bullish look. So it's quite impressive. And I thought, like I said, I didn't thought he was going to do it sooner, and he waited a few days. Mara, remember, we were all over these guys. Mara and Riot and Clean Spark is way up there, and that one was looking great. Look at that thing, cruised up there, and that thing did look great there. So there you go with them. And Coinbase and Hood, they're running up, hitting both. Well, Coin was hitting the 50. It looks like Hood is running over it. So there you go with them two. And DJT, remember we were saying this was getting set up and didn't know why. Well, now I guess we do know why. And Fun right here is getting to be a little fun. It's flat this morning, but it's getting set up right there. And let's go ahead and look at our Bitcoin is at 93,637. Sol's at 152. Ethereum's at 1802 right there. Ripple's at 226, ADA's at 70 cents, Chainlink's at 14.95, and HBAR's at like 18 and a half. So let's take a look at some of them real fast. We'll go through our crypto. Seller exhaustion on Tesla. And that's what Luis Rodriguez is saying right there. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of sells, but again, I just don't get it. And it's rolling up right there, looking good. It was on that trend line, but I thought it was coming down a touch there. And you would think after their bad earnings, it would have came down into that channel and not gone up. But again, earnings are just bizarre to me, and that's why I don't mess with them because it's just it's like a coin flip. I just can't ever tell to me. I think that you just I do a better job around the earnings with the charts than if I look at the earnings. So. And what was I about to look? Oh, yeah, crypto. I forgot. Here we go. Let's take a look at BTC USD right here and see what Bitcoin is doing besides running up right there. And look at that look. It does look really good. So I would say that's running up nice right there. And we'll see if it can keep cruising up. It's got to get it into like that 94. You can see it hasn't been able to do it yet. And we'll see if it can get back into the 94. And Solana looks really good right there at 152, as high as 153. So that one's a nice one. And that's looking really good. And let's look at Ethereum ETH USD right here. And let's see, that one's going to hit the 50. I would assume it's going to get right over it. And Ripple was looking good to start ripping some more. And it was right there. And look at that over to 50. And does look like it wants to rip some more. And let's look at HBAR. My buddy T asked me to look at this. Let's look at a T, and that's not looking bad. T crawling up over to 50, looking pretty good right there. So I would say HBAR is going to be one of them ones that's cheap. That could be a good performer. It's a US one. And I actually scooped some of this up while it was down as well, and waiting for this. So yeah, this one's going to be a pretty decent one, I think, too. And being the USA one, and again, the Chainlink isn't a bad one either. If you want to check out that one, LINK Chainlink right here. This one's a pretty decent one as well. And you can see that running up and going to get cruising. So they are looking good right now. The market looks good. Everything looks good at the moment. So that's a beautiful thing. And MicroStrategy, what was that at? I skipped it, didn't I? Thanks, Luis Rodriguez. I think I skipped right past it. And you're right. It's over 355 right there. So that's way up and looking good. So yeah, you might they look like they could have a little bit of pullback as they're setting up, but they're looking pretty good. They did jump up quite a bit, so just be careful as you jump why they're running up right now. See if you see any pullback. And here's Wang and Lee. And yeah, like I said, this thing's getting to be in a good spot, guys. And we'll keep an eye on that, Barbara. I agree. Wang and Lee is looking pretty good right there. Look at this guy. I would say you might want to keep an eye on Wang and Lee. WLGS right there. And let's look at that SOXL, and that's up over $1 this morning, cruising up. That was looking good last night. And Lockheed Martin LMT up over $5, and that thing's looking pretty good to roll up and really get cruising right there. So keep an eye on Lockheed Martin. It is looking good. So there you go with them guys. And what else did we look at? Logic Mark. Let's see what you're doing this morning. It wasn't doing much. It was just kind of pulling back a little bit. It was looking way better. And look at that look right there. That's not a bad look. So, yeah, we'll see if Logic Mark can get moving. It's right there, guys. I mean, holy cow. If it doesn't start moving today, I'd be surprised. But maybe it's waiting a day. But I thought it would be starting to cruise today. It had that look yesterday like it wanted to move. So that's why I had said that. And we'll look in AGMH. Obviously, that's jumped up there over 100%. We were talking about it. And let's look at this UOKA. I'll be checking this out today. It's not moving yet, but I'll definitely be watching it. Keep an eye on this HEPA too. That's up this morning. And this thing had been beaten way down. Looked like it tried to bottom out right there. So keep an eye on that. And KIDZ, we did look at that. It's up 12 cents. And how about that COEP was looking pretty decent right here. Check out that thing. That thing is looking decent. That might get back up into the top and try to run again. Remember, it ran like crazy up in the top last time. I do remember that. DXF, that's at the 777s right there. It looks like it might have pulled back. Let's look at this. DXF, what is it doing? 804 it says, and it's not looking too bad right there. We'll keep an eye on that one. And this Xena right here was looking good. It's up 5 cents, and this thing was looking pretty good. I remember checking this out, and there you go. So see if it gets right through that channel, but it is up this morning, and it wasn't a good look right there. So there you go with a couple of them. And what's this FNGA up to? That's up $37 right there, bouncing up and looks pretty good. So there you go. I mean, a lot of good opportunities right there. The market is obviously green. And I think we got everything. Let me take a look and see WLGS. We looked at that one. DGLY. Let's take a look at that one real quick. And that one's looking pretty good this morning as well. So, yeah, we're looking pretty good. I look at it, jumped up there, just kind of hanging out, but it did jump up on to the 20. SMCI, that one is looking pretty decent again. Look at that curled up. We were looking at it before. Didn't think it could. And it's trying to curl right through and get through that 20. So we are keeping an eye on that to try to get through there and get into that channel. Most of them are doing it right now. So I'd assume that is doing it. And BTCT is that BTC digital one, and that one did jump up. We were looking at it yesterday, and that thing jumped up there. So there you go, a ton of them. And yeah, that thing did jump up, and again, that thing's going to set back up and get moving for you. So there you go, guys. I would say that's a pretty good little pre-market review, and nice and green. Coca-Cola looks like it's down right there. KO is taking the KO. It's way up there. I guess it's just hitting some resistance, nothing real crazy. And that's about it right there. And MRK, what is that one? Merck, yeah, Merck, and that's down a little bit. They have earnings coming up, and that is tomorrow, and it's hitting that line. It could bounce right back down for Merck. So there you go. And what's that Bolt project doing? I know that did reverse split the other day. We were looking at it. It ran up a little bit right there. Let me see, BSLK. And yeah, it ran up on the reverse split yesterday, just kind of sitting flat at the moment. It looks like at 570. What did this say? 555. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. It's sitting right there. It's not looking too bad after yesterday, but it's just sitting a little bit flat. So have to take a look at that BSLK right there and see what that wants to do. If it wants to keep going up into that channel, it could very well do it today. And again, that's a pretty green market right there. So there we go with that stuff. And let me see if there's anything else over here. Let me take a look. Let's see. I think we got everything, to be honest with you. We covered everything there. Let's look at the news stories and stuff like that real quick. Let's see the U.S. stock futures jump as wave of relief sweeps markets. The Dow futures rally 700 points after Trump's softened stance on Powell and China tariffs. The buying opportunity of a lifetime is coming, but not before a 40% drop for the S&P 500. Trump tariff news, optimism over U.S.-China trade powers, futures higher, and Wall Street's relief rally is set to power ahead. So there you go. That's what they all say. We'll look and see what's active right now and see what's cruising around that AGMH, BTOG. We looked at all these. We looked at all them. And we look at pretty much everything cruising around. There's our MicroStrategy and MicroStrategy ones. That could be the Tesla. No, that is MicroStrategy right there. And there's our logic mark just sitting there at 0.0093, not looking too bad. And BON, that had run the other day for us. That was a nice little pop up. And let's see if there's anything else going on here. JYD, weren't we looking at that as it was curling up right there? And let's see what else is going on. That SPXS is obviously dipping down with the market going up. And let's see what's over here besides that AGRI, SNOA, and NDRA, and all these good guys that we already looked at. That's already jumped up. CEP, keep an eye on. I don't even know what the heck that is. Cantor Equity Partners. It's a shell company right there. And this guy's trying to cruise up. CMBT, what is this up to right here? And that thing's trying to get set up and try to run. So keep an eye on that. CMBT, not sure what that is right there, but it's not looking too bad in that channel. So we'll take a look at that. And that AGMH is running up there. So we got to all them guys. Let's see if there's anything else going on over here. Let me take a quick look, see if I see anything else real quick. ASTS, that AST Space Mobile, we've looked at this plenty of times, and this is trying to cruise back up. Not looking bad right there. And let's see, remember we were looking at AT&T and Verizon and them guys. They had pulled back the other day, but they're not looking bad either. What was Verizon? VZ? And yeah, remember they dipped down and they bounced right off of there. We'll see if they can get crossing through. They're not looking bad right there. And let's see if there's anything else that's grabbing our attention over here. What's Summit? Isn't that SMMT, something like that? Summit Therapeutics. There you go. And that's jumped up there pretty good. And GEV, they have some earnings coming up right now, and it's running up right at the moment. GE Vernova, I don't know what that renewable one is, but it's running up there. And how about BSX, good old Boston Scientific, and that's cruising up. So a lot of them running up right there. TrueGolf right here is in. Oh, that's getting set up again. Look at that bad boy. Good one right there, Barb. That is getting set up. It's down 2 cents right there. Let it get set up, and it can get cruising for sure. You can see it trying to get set up. See if it pulls back onto this line right here, if it gets through, and it looks like it's trying to get into that channel right there and make sure it stays in there. It'll get rolling back up. So we'll keep an eye on that TrueGolf as well. And let's see what else is going on right here. Let me take a look. Let me take a look and see if I see anything. I think we got everything. What was ETF at? It was at what, 7.2 million market cap this morning or something. Not looking bad. Let's see, 7.2 it looks like. So it had just pulled back overnight a little bit, but nothing crazy. It'll probably start moving as the morning gets going and people start buying it up again. So yeah, you just seen it. I don't know who. Somebody just been dumping a bunch of it. Like they had a ton of it. I don't even get why they'd be selling it now, but whatever. And it doesn't make much sense. But like I was saying, it almost was like perfect timing each day at the end of the night to make it kind of stair step up even better. It was kind of bizarre. So not sure what was going on there, but there you go. I would say that's a good pre-market review, everybody. I think we nailed everything. We know what's going on. The market's looking good. Crypto's looking good. Everything's looking good this morning. As soon as Trump obviously stops messing with Powell and the China tariffs, things are popping. But you could he could sit there and say that he's going to put the tariffs right back on the table and mess with Powell again. So who the hell knows, guys? It's so crazy, but you just got to play these big pops and when they're running right there. So that's what we're trying to do, just trying to maintain what the market's doing and run with it. So logic mark, look at this thing. How's it going to just sit there and not move yet. It looks so good. It looks like it wants to get cruising. So we'll see what it does. Obviously, we'll be watching. What's the volume? 2.3 million. So it is moving around right there. We'll be watching that, and I'll keep you guys updated. And there you go. I think we did a good pre-market review right there. We blew through everything, and it looks pretty good this morning. So I must say, there you go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and yeah, just trade smart and be sure to be locking in those profits. You never know when something's going to happen in this market. It is very crazy, obviously, and we are moving up. Things are looking really good this morning. So we'll see how long that green stays for, and we'll ride it up as long as we can, and then we'll take it back down when it's ready to come back down. So we will keep our eyes on the market, keep you updated, see what's going on, but things do look pretty good this morning, and we'll see. Actually, let me just look. There's a couple other ones. This HIT was looking pretty good the other day, and this one's jumped up there. Look at that. That's jumping up, trying to move, and this BDRX, is that what it was? Yeah, BDRX. It's not moving, but this thing is just sitting there making a nice base. It was looking really good right there. We'll see if it jumps up. If it does, like I said, it has a big channel, and a lot of them do. So I was just keeping an eye on that. And there you go, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and greatly appreciate everybody sending in some great stock tickers. And yeah, we'll continue to crush the market no matter what it's doing, because we've been doing perfectly fine, no matter if it goes up and now it's going up, or going down and now it's going back up, and it's looking good. So we'll obviously crush it on the way up too, and we'll make sure we watch it to see if it wants to come back down and have any pullbacks. But like I was saying, it was in that bearish state, and I couldn't believe they were going to let it look like that. And they didn't let it look like that for much longer after Easter. They just, boom, made it switch up real quick. And it didn't completely change, but they do look way better this morning. So obviously keep you posted on them. And some of these quantum ones were looking really good too. I know that. So we're keeping our eye on them. And again, they just kind of jumped right up there with the rest of the market. So keep an eye on some of these quantum ones and computer hardware, because they are looking pretty good. You can see that one looks really good, jumped up on the trend line, QBTS and QMCO right there. Whoop, QMCO. Quantum Corp, yeah. So these guys are all jumping up. We were looking at them, and they're looking pretty good. That IONQ looking good. The ZSPC, that one's a newer one that we added, an RCAT right here, RCAT, and that one's up as well. And what was JAGX was looking pretty good. That one's trying to move right there. And the Cheetah, that was trying to set up. That was running up yesterday. I forgot about that, but I did notice that. And the line's just been kind of sitting there on that trend line and trying to get set up there. So there you go, everybody. I would say we just crushed that pre-market, and we know exactly what's going on. So again, trade smart, lock in those profits, and have a great day, everybody. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And I will keep you guys updated. Have a great day.